Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about selecting a red dot cut slide for your Glocks and your Glock clones. Okay, so basically you're buying a slide or you're having a slide cut that will take an optic. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I have learned in the last year that I've been experimenting with this stuff, and it's really important to have these little studs over here that will match up to the optic. So this is a fast fire cut. Okay, so if you look at it, the fast fire cut has the two screw holes here, right? That's where the screw holes go through, and then it's got these other holes here. Okay, those four holes in the corners are to capture these four studs over here. So simply by not even screwing it in, when you put it in, if you push on it, it's not going to move. It's not going to rotate. That's really important. Not all slides come with that. The first slide that I got, which is on this gun over here, did not have that. Okay, so basically this had just two holes to capture the screws, right, that went in from the red dot. And it really doesn't have any studs to come up. So what happens when you shoot this a lot, and the screws start loosening up, and I don't care how much Loctite you put on it, I put a lot of Loctite into this, and still if you shoot enough rounds and the slide gets hot enough, that Loctite is eventually going to come loose. And what's going to happen is with this one over here, as the screws start coming a little bit loose, the red dot that's on top, it starts rotating a little bit side to side. Not a whole lot because it is kind of locked into place, but enough so that it makes a big difference at 30 yards. Now this other slide that I have here, again, this is also an RMR cut. It doesn't have the two studs up here, but what they did is they have these two studs that come up and insert into the screw holes. This is better than the one that is on here, which doesn't have anything. It's just flat. But my feeling is that the best one is the fast fire, just because it's got four of them. It's got the the studs on the four corners, and then plus you have the two screw holes. So without having even mounted this and shot this, theoretically that has to be better because it's got four studs coming up and inserting in, versus the RMR, which only has two studs. Now personally, I really like the Holosun 507 Cs. So that's been my favorite red dot. Even though right now I'm experimenting with this one from Burris. I like it because it's really light. It's a little bit lighter. This one's got an 8 MOA dot. So in the future I'll do a review on this. I'll tell you guys how what I think about this and how I like it. But that's one of the most important things that I have found is that your red dot will come loose with a lot of shooting, and and I've heard this from other people who have bought Glock MOSs, factory Glocks, that are factory cut. You mount the once you mount that red dot on it with enough shooting, it will come loose. Okay, so I don't think that the science has quite been perfected on that yet. But I think the more studs you have on it, like this one's got the 4 studs here, that it's going to lessen the effect of those screws coming a little bit loose. Now, something else that I wanted to mention, these guns are designed, right, so that, every time you fire this, the slide's going back and forth. There's a balance between the weight, versus the recoil. And as you start mounting more things on it, it interferes with that, with that balance, harmonics, whatever you want to call it. So, that's one of the reasons why they cut windows into the slide, like this gun has over here. They have those windows cut, so it kind of offsets the extra weight of the optic that's now riding on top of it, that's moving back and forth, every time you fire the gun. Now, both of these guns that I have here, I have threaded protectors on here. I thought it would have been really cool to put something like a muzzle brake on the front. But one of the things that I have found, even though this gun works well with this muzzle brake, if you put a big enough brake on the front, again, that's interfering with the weight of the gun. And because remember that every time you fire this gun, that barrel is going up and down in order to lock into place. So the more weight you have up there, the more it's going to interfere with that. So, you know, my opinion, you know, going forward, I am probably not going to buy any more of these barrels that have any more of these threaded barrels. I mean, it was a cool novelty. I you know, got 2 of them. I played around with it. But unless you're actually planning to mount a suppressor on it, and if you do that, you have to put a booster on it to create extra pressure so that it will cycle reliably. And again, that gets into a whole balancing game, you know, of you know, getting the right balance so that the gun will cycle. So so that's the thing I mainly wanted to point out. You know, with these slides, from what I've seen, from all the experimenting I've done so far, and I've shot thousands of rounds with with these guns. These red dots will come loose. You know, because unlike a rifle, which, you know, it's kind of fixed, the barrel's fixed, you know, this slide, because it's mounted on the top of your slide, this thing's going back and forth. So that's going to move, that's going to vibrate, that is going to come loose. So, you know, and also having windows cut into the slide also lightens the weight up, which offsets the weight of your red dot. So a couple of things for you guys to think about. I'll give you more information as, you know, I do more experimenting. If you guys like the video, I'll give it a thumbs up, comment. If you're not a member, please subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.